Today, I'm going to demonstrate a solution to a problem experienced by a lot of public sector customers. And that problem is lack of visibility into their software spend. State and local government organizations, as well as educational institutions, often have to competitively bid large software purchases or large purchases of any kind, really. And this results in them forming relationships, contractual relationships with dozens, if not hundreds, of software vendors and channel partners, or what industry calls resellers. As a result, they are receiving these invoices from all these different entities and have no single pane of glass through which to view all their purchases. A lot of these organizations try to combat this problem on their own by keeping a spreadsheet of all their purchases, but this is really error prone and manual effort, what we would call undifferentiated heavy lifting. AWS Marketplace can solve this problem by allowing the customer, the public sector organization, to maintain that direct relationship between the software vendor or the reseller and them, apply the terms and conditions that they are purchasing under, receive the discount that they're entitled to after they've completed the competitive bidding process, but still see everything through a single pane of glass. And you can see here some of the analytics that AWS Marketplace provides. For instance, you can see as an overall organization, how much you are spending with the different legal entities. So this could be a software vendor or a reseller. You can also see a breakdown of what your organization is spending on particular products sold by those legal entities. The next thing you can do is break down the product purchases in a different way by seeing the product name in a bar chart or and by the account numbers that are purchasing it. And this is kind of a more granular view, or by the individual account IDs backwards and see the product here. Furthermore, you can map out the relationships between the different accounts and those legal entities or software vendors or resellers. So you can see here if a particular account or department within your organization has a really large spend with any particular legal entity. Next up, I'll show you how you can get more granular with these views. So a payer account, view this as the entity that is paying the invoice. So often this is probably a centralized entity. This could be central IT or central procurement. And you might have multiple. Then a linked account, view this as a department that is sitting underneath one of those payer accounts. So this gives you even more granular view. Think of these as parent accounts and children accounts. And then legal entity is going to be, again, that software vendor or the reseller. And here you can see how the spend is breaking down over time, how much your organization overall is spending with different software vendors and resellers, and when those purchases are happening, so you can identify seasonality. The next thing you can do, perhaps you're interested in really narrowing in and you see a trend that you're spending a particular amount with one software vendor or one reseller. You can zero in on that. Maybe you're looking at perhaps negotiating some volume discounts, so you can just filter to that one entity. And if you want to do some of your own pivot tables or analytics, you can also examine further and see which accounts are making those purchases and then export to CSV or Excel. You can also export the whole amount of your purchases. It doesn't just have to be this filtered down version. So I hope that today's demonstration gave you some ideas about how you can maintain those direct contractual relationships that you have with your channel partners or your software vendors, even if they're in the dozens or hundreds, while getting great analytics into what the different departments in your organization are spending, the seasonality of that spending, and even identifying some trends where you might negotiate some discounts for volume purchases. Thank you.